Y'all ain't ready for what just dropped on the internet. No, this ain't your regular conspiracy talk. The streets are buzzing, fans are shook, and the timeline is in complete meltdown mode after new shocking evidence about King Von's passing surface stand baby. It is wild. What was once believed to be a tragic yet straightforward loss in a street altercation is now being turned on its head. Because new footage, unseen interviews, and leaked audio files have come to Lightland. They're raising serious questions. Was King Von really taken out in that infamous parking lot shootout? Or was there something much deeper betrayal that started within his own circle? And get this, some fans swear they've spotted him alive just weeks ago, in blurry footage shot in Mexico, while others are accusing a certain XLI of faking. The whole thing for clout and millions. Emotions are running high. The Oblak fam is divided, and even Von's own family has come forward, some with tears, others with rage. And just when you think it can't get crazier, one of his closest collaborators breaks silence with a confession that changes everything. Grab your popcorn, because this is not just a story, it's a full-blown reality show. It all started with a blurry video clip posted at 3:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. The footage was grainy, taken from what looked like a shaky phone camera in the back of a dimly lit club somewhere in Tijuana, Mexico. But what made it go viral within hours wasn't the setting, it was the face. A face that fans instantly recognized. A face that was supposed to be gone forever. The internet exploded with a single question. Is that King Von? Noon? Social media was flooded with side-by-side comparisons, slowed-down breakdowns, and even enhanced images trying to confirm the impossible. It didn't take long for the hashtags to start trending. Hashtag VonLive, hashtag LongLiveVon. And the most viral of them, all hashtag What Happened to King Von. People were split. Some believed it was just a look-alike, maybe a cousin or someone trying to get attention. But others weren't so sure. They pointed out the tattoos, the chain, even the way he walked. It was too close, too familiar. And then came the audio. An anonymous user dropped a voice note on Reddit titled The Truth About Von. And within minutes, it had been reposted across all platforms. The voice in the recording was deep, raw, and full of regret. They lied. To y'all, it said, he ain't dead. Not the way they told you. This goes deeper than the streets. Way deeper. Fans were stunned. Was this a hoax? A prank? Or something darker? Before anyone could catch their breath, a major twist dropped. An unreleased interview from late 2020 with one of Von's closest friends, Lil Mo. A name not many knew outside the Chicago circles surfaced on a shady YouTube channel. In it, Lil Mo looked nervous, constantly checking the room and whispering. Despite no one being around, he said, Von told me the night before he died. Mo, if anything happened to me, don't trust nobody, not even the ones closest. I thought he was tripping. Now I don't know. That line hit different. Fans started piecing things together, timeline by timeline, trying to find cracks in the original story. And that's when people noticed the inconsistencies. The hospital report never made it public. The surveillance footage from the night of the Atlanta shooting was suspiciously edited. And one eyewitness say dancer who worked at the venue where the incident went down vanished just days after speaking out. Her last known message read, I saw something I shouldn't have. If anything happens to me, it wasn't an accident. As this fake news whirlwind picked up speed, King Von's family started to break their silence. His sister Kayla took to Instagram Live, tears streaming down her face as she said, I don't know what to believe anymore. My mama been getting phone calls. Weird numbers, no caller ID. People saying things like he's watching. What does that even mean? This is some cruel joke? Somebody's gonna pay. Emotions were running high. The family was split down the middle, some demanding answers, others begging people to stop spreading rumors. But even Von's cousin, Lil James, went on a late-night radio show and dropped a bombshell. "Man, we never saw the body. Closed casket, they told us it was too damaged. But, I don't know, something just didn't feel right." The energy been off ever since. The drama escalated even further when a fan account dug up an old Instagram DM allegedly sent from Von just days before his reported death. In it, he wrote, "I feel like they plotting, too many snakes in the grass, might have to disappear for a while." This sent the conspiracy machine into overdrive. Who were they? And did Von actually fake his own death to escape the drama and danger that surrounded him? Theories ran wild. Some said it was the label trying to cash in on a tragic story. Others pointed fingers at rival gangs, claiming Von was placed in witness protection after making a deal. And then there were those who believed the craziest story of all, that King Von was hiding in plain sight, using lookalikes and deepfake technology to throw off the world while he plotted a return that would shake the rap game to its core. But the wildest moment came when a mysterious package was delivered to a Chicago radio station. No return address, no explanation. Inside was a USB drive and a note that simply said, "Play this. The truth deserves light." The station hesitated, unsure if it was a prank or something dangerous. But after testing it for safety, they played the audio live on air. And what played next made the entire city stop. It was a recording Von's voice, unmistakable. He sounded emotional, almost tired. "If you hearing this, they probably think I'm gone. Maybe that's for the best, but I ain't dead. Not yet. I had to move in silence. They was coming for me. The people I trusted the most. It was either fake my death or end up like Nipsey. I had to make a choice." The phone lines at the station lit up. People cried. Others called it fake. But those who knew Von's voice, his cadence, his tone, his delivery, they were convinced. This wasn't a soundlike. This was him, and just like that, the story transformed from a conspiracy theory to a full-blown cultural phenomenon. Rappers started weighing in. 21 Savage tweeted, then deleted, "Bin knew something was off." Asian Doll, Von's ex, posted a photo of them together with the caption, "Come home, we need you." And when she was later seen crying on live, whispering, "I knew he wasn't really gone," fans started to believe even more. But the biggest twist was still to come. A well-known producer who had worked on Von's posthumous album broke his silence in a tell-all interview that he later tried to delete. He said, "They gave me files. Audio that sounded like new verses from Von, but the timestamps didn't match. These were recorded after the day they said he died, and they weren't AI, they were real." This was his voice in a studio. Alive. It was chaos. Fans demanded the label release the truth. The streets were filled with murals, candles, and people chanting Von's name like he was a ghost haunting the city. But the pressure was also turning dangerous. Threats were made. People warned to stop digging. And yet, the deeper people went, the more twisted the story became, as the city grew louder with rumors and rage. A sudden explosion of chaos hit the streets of Chicago when someone claimed they saw him, King Von, alive, in the flesh. It happened outside a corner store on 79th and King Drive. A shaky video surfaced showing a man in a black hoodie, head down, dreadlocks swinging, walking fast toward a black SUV. One woman could be heard screaming, "That's Von. I swear to God, that's Von." The crowd went wild. People began chasing after the car, recording, shouting, trying to get close. Someone even threw a brick, trying to stop it from driving off. Within 30 minutes, police had to be called to control the scene. But by the time they arrived, the SUV was gone vanished. All that remained were frantic fans, broken glass, and confusion. News outlets picked up the footage, but most dismissed it as hysteria. The man's face was never clearly shown. Yet for those who believed, it was proof. Vaughn had returned to his city, but while fans celebrated the possible return of their king, behind the scenes, things were falling apart. Word was spreading too fast. Someone clearly wanted to shut things down. Instagram pages exposing. The conspiracy were suddenly taken offline. YouTube videos detailing the mysterious timeline started disappearing without warning. Even the Reddit thread that had been collecting evidence was wiped clean in less than an hour. People whispered that someone powerful was pulling strings. And then, the betrayal happened. A former friend, someone close to Vaughn, who had been silent for years, broke the internet with a secret that turned the whole story on its head. T-Man, a lesser-known rapper who used to run with Vaughn back in the O-Block days, went live from a hidden location. Darting, hand shaking, he dropped a bomb. It was planned, bro. Not just by Vaughn, but by the team. They knew what was coming. He was gonna get smoked, and instead of dying for real, they flipped the script. Fake death, escape route. Paid everybody off. But now, it's falling apart. Too many people talking. Somebody's gonna die for real this time. The live ended abruptly, and T-Man's account disappeared just 10 minutes later. Some say it was deactivated. Others believe something darker happened. Nobody's heard from him since. Meanwhile, things at home were spiraling. Vaughn's sister Kayla started receiving death threats. Her house was reportedly broken into. Though nothing was stolen, only a photo of Vaughn was turned face down. She broke down on live again, whispering, "They try to silence me. They want me to stop asking questions. But I won't. If my brother alive, he need to come home. If he's not, then somebody owes us the truth." Emotions were boiling. The streets were tense. Some fans were lighting candles and praying for his return, while others were growing angry, feeling manipulated. If he really faked his death, one fan said in a viral TikTok, "That ain't no legend move. That's betrayal." We cried, we mourned. You don't play with people like that. But then came the most shocking turn yet. A laptop allegedly belonging to one of Vaughn's former producers was hacked and leaked onto the dark web. On it were voice memos, partial diary entries, and studio session recordings that stunned everyone. One voice note, dated 3 months after Vaughn's reported death, had him saying, "They watching me even here. Had to move spots again. I don't even know who to trust anymore. Only reason I'm alive is 'cause I paid my own enemies to look the other way." That single sentence flipped the story again. Had Vaughn paid off the very people who were trying to kill him? And if so, who helped him pull it off? More secrets began to surface. A document labeled Escape Protocol detailed steps of disappearing, switching identities, and planting false evidence. Attached was a fake death certificate template tannily similar to the one that had been filed. One page had a list of people underpaid and sworn to silence, with names redacted, except one. Big Mike. Big Mike, once one of Vaughn's closest associates, hadn't been seen in over a year. Most assumed he'd left the city. But now he was back in the conversation, and people wanted answers. In a twist nobody saw coming, a clip surfaced of Big Mike at a private event in Houston. Someone asked him, jokingly, "Yo, Vaughn really dead?" Mike froze, gave a nervous laugh, and said, "Man, y'all asking the wrong questions." The clip cut off, but the internet did not forget. Fans began tracking down every known associate, every hidden detail, trying to connect the dots. Even Vaughn's baby mama entered the drama when she posted a photo of their son holding a toy chain that looked exactly like Vaughn's signature piece. The caption read, "Daddy gave him this last week." The comments section exploded. Was she trolling? Was she serious? Nobody could tell anymore, but amid all the confusion, heartbreak, and online war, a chilling message was painted across a Chicago underpass in red spray paint. Von ain't gone, he just waiting. No one knew who wrote it, but it felt like a warning, or a promise. And then, without warning, another video dropped. This time from an anonymous masked figure who claimed to be one of the insiders. The voice was distorted, but the message was clear. You were never supposed to know. He did it to survive. The truth wasn't just hidden. It was bought, buried, and protected by people with millions to lose. Von was a threat not just to ops, but to corporations, execs, even politicians. He had dirt, and he was gonna speak. Faking death was the only option left. Now the conspiracy had reached new heights. This wasn't just a gang story anymore. It was starting to look like a full-blown takedown from the top, like Von was silenced because he knew too much. The public was eating it up. Documentaries were already in production. One podcast dropped a full breakdown titled "The King Who Faked His Own Crown," and it became the #1 trending show overnight. Von's name was everywhere. But through all of it, there was still no proof. No verified photo. No confirmed sighting. Only whispers, leaks, and shadows. Yet even with the storm swirling, even with people digging into every file, every interview, every blurred video clip, one thing was becoming undeniable: the truth was not what they had been told. And the more people asked questions, the more dangerous it became. The pressure had reached its breaking point. People weren't just asking questions anymore, they were demanding answers. And that's when it happened. A 21-year-old fan from Detroit, known online only as Keem Truthseeker, posted something that stopped the internet cold. It was a screen recording of a FaceTime call. Blurry, low light, pixelated, but still. Fans swore they recognized the voice and the face. Keem claimed he had been messaging a mystery account for weeks, convinced it was King Von. Most people laughed at him till the call came through. In the clip, a man with long dreads, a hoodie pulled low over his face, looked into the camera and said, "Yo, stop digging. They gone, come for you too. Just know. I'm alive, but it cost me everything." The voice shook. Fans slowed it down, enhanced it, analyzed it. The tattoos looked right. The tone matched. Some said it was AI. Others insisted it was real. Keem posted the clip with the caption, "Von told me himself. It's all real." The post went viral. Within minutes, people began tagging major platforms. Hashtags surged again. This time, it wasn't just fans, celebrities chimed in too. Meek Mill tweeted, "I've been hearing things behind the scenes. Don't play with me. If Von alive, that's legendary." DJ Academics went on a 3-hour rant, analyzing the call frame by frame, nearly breaking down live as he said, "Bro, don't feel like no troll. Somebody lying. Somebody big." But while the world reeled from the call, a much darker twist was unfolding quietly behind the scenes. Someone in Von's own bloodline had been talking, and not just talking, they were leaking. Audio clips surfaced from a private family meeting held just days after Von's death. In one of the clips, a male voice believed to be an uncle says, "They paid me not to ask questions. We all got checks. But Kayla keeps stirring stuff up. And if she keep going, she gonna put us all in danger." The betrayal was deep. Kayla, still reeling from the threats and the break-in at her house, responded publicly with rage. "So, y'all knew. Y'all took hush money while I cried every night thinking my brother was in the ground?" The post lit social media on fire. Fans flooded her comments with support, while others began accusing the family of being part of the plot all along. But just when it felt like emotions couldn't get any higher, something dropped that flipped everything on its head again. An anonymous whistleblower leaked full, uncut surveillance footage from the night King Von was reportedly shot in Atlanta. The original footage had always been edited cut angles, poor resolution, moments missing. But this version was clear, brutal, and revealing. At first, the footage matched the original story. Van and his crew arriving, an altercation breaking out, shots fired, chaos. But then, just when Von collapsed, something strange happened. A man, in a gray hoodie face, obscured rushed to his side, grabbed him under the arms, and pulled him behind a truck. That part was never shown before. A second angle from the opposite end of the parking lot showed what happened next. The man didn't run for help. He pulled out what looked like an EpiPen, jabbed it into Von's leg, and whispered something into his ear. Then, a black van rolled up, no license plates. Von was lifted inside. The van sped off, and just like that, he was gone. The body that was later shown on the stretcher, covered in blood. The footage cut before that person was placed there, meaning it could have been someone else. A swap, a decoy. Fans lost their minds. People who had been skeptical suddenly changed their tune. Even the blogs that mocked the conspiracy now ran headlines like "Was the King of Drill never buried at all?" As expected, authorities responded by saying the footage was doctored, but independent video experts disagreed. One analysis firm released a statement saying the footage appeared authentic with no signs of tampering. The label refused to comment. Von's management went silent. And as for the van, no one ever found it. And just as the story reached fever pitch, something strange started happening. People across different cities began claiming they had spotted Von. A delivery driver in Atlanta, a hotel worker in Arizona, a man at a gas station in Los Angeles who looked just like him, but bolted when someone called out his name. One report even claimed he had been spotted boarding a private jet in Jamaica, surrounded by two masked men. Each sighting brought more confusion, more hysteria. But one thing was certain: if Von was alive, he didn't want to be found. And someone, somewhere, was helping him stay hidden. Back in Chicago, tensions boiled over again. Von's cousin Lil James went missing for 2 days. When he resurfaced, he posted a cryptic message: "They made me sign an NDA. But I ain't scared no more. Y'all deserve the truth. I seen him. He breathing." Within hours, the post was deleted. And James disappeared from all platforms. Gone. Gone. Fans started fearing for the people speaking out. Kayla went radio silent. Keem Truthseeker posted one final story that read, "If anything happened to me, just remember, it was bigger than all of us," before deleting his entire account. People began to speculate, was someone hunting down the truth tellers? Or were they being paid off to disappear, just like Von allegedly did? And in the middle of it all, silence from Von himself. No video, no confirmed voice message, no live appearance. It's just trails of shadows, fragments of truth, and a mystery so deep it began to feel unreal. But there was one final clue. A music producer known as Blaze. The Beat posted a snippet of an unreleased track he claimed was recorded after the death. The voice was unmistakable. Von's flow, his cadence. The bar that made people gasp was this: "Buried me alive, but I came back colder. Heart full of secrets, world on my shoulder." The snippet was taken down within hours. Blaze's account disappeared, but fans had already saved it. The line became a rally cry. Graffiti appeared on walls from Chicago to Law reading, "Came back colder." People no longer whispered. They shouted it. Von wasn't just alive in theory, he had become something more: a myth, a legend, a ghost that refused to stay buried. And whether or not he was breathing in the flesh, his spirit had gripped the culture tighter than ever before. As the world held its breath, the whispers turned to full-on chaos. People didn't know what to believe anymore, but one thing was clear: this story wasn't ending quietly. Every day, more sightings, more cryptic posts, more missing people. And then came the most shocking leak of all. Someone posted a private group chat between 3 anonymous insiders. One of the messages read, "The interview happened. He finally spoke. Footage drops at midnight." The internet went into a frenzy. Thousands of people stayed up, refreshing their screens, waiting for what was promised to be the most explosive reveal yet. And at exactly 12 a.m., 6-minute video appeared on a hidden link posted to a dark website known for whistleblower content. The title was simple: "The King Speaks." The video opened with a black screen, only audio at first, a voice raspy. Slow, familiar saying, "They told me to stay gone, to stay quiet, but I've never been good at following rules." And then the screen lit up. He was sitting in a dark room, face mostly shadowed. But the voice, the movements, the chains on his neck, it was him, King Von. Alive, or someone doing the most perfect impersonation ever created. Fans didn't care. They believed. "I had to leave," he said. "They was cumin for me. Not just ops. Not just no street beef. I'm talking big money, big people. They ain't want me talking 'cause I knew too much. What y'all think them meetings was about? I've seen things they don't want out." He paused. His eyes, though mostly hidden, reflected something real. Maybe pain, maybe fear, maybe guilt. "They told me, fake it, disappear. Said they'd protect my people, make sure my family's straight. They gave me a choice, death or silence." At this point in the video, a timestamp showed the date. April 11th, 2025, months after the world had buried him. The man in the video held up a newspaper with that date as proof. "I ain't faking for fame. I did what I had to. But they breaking the deal now, threatening my people. So if anything happened after this, just know, I ain't crazy. They is." The video ended with one final line: "Long live Von, even if I ain't allowed to live." The internet exploded. The clip was reposted, analyzed, debated, and even translated in dozens of languages. Fans began pouring into the streets, some crying, others screaming in anger. In Chicago, murals were updated overnight with glowing halos and the words "He never left." In Atlanta, fans gathered at the parking lot where the shooting had occurred, leaving candles, notes, and boomboxes blasting his music like he had just dropped a new album. But then came the backlash. Officials denied everything. They called the video fake, generated with advanced AI. They said the voice was manipulated, the footage staged, the proof unverified. Even major media outlets ran headlines trying to calm the storm. Hoax, deepfake disaster. King Von's still gone. But fans weren't buying it, especially not after what came next. The mystery figure who filmed the interview, still anonymous, posted a new message. It simply read, "Location drop tomorrow." He wants the world to see him. Chaos erupted. Was Von going to appear in public after years of hiding? But not everyone was celebrating. Some were terrified. Von's sister Kayla posted a cryptic story. "Don't do it, please. Too many eyes, too much at stake." Then she went quiet again. The next night, a crowd gathered at a warehouse on the south side of Chicago, based on coordinates leaked on Twitter. Nobody knew what was real anymore. But they came anyway. Hundreds of people, phones out, hearts racing. Waiting at exactly 9:33 p.m., a black SUV rolled up. Tinted windows. Silence. A moment passed. Then the door opened. A man stepped out. The crowd gasped. Phones lit up. And for 10 long seconds, nothing happened. Then he removed his HOODIE, and there he was. King Von Dot, or someone who looked exactly like him. People screamed, cried. Some ran toward him. Others dropped to their knees. We knew it. He's alive. Our king is back. Security quickly stepped in, keeping the crowd at bay. The man didn't speak. He just looked out at them, raised one hand, and got back in the SUV. And, just like that, he was gone again. But it was enough footage from the sighting went viral instantly. Every major news station ran it on loop. Experts again claimed it could be edited. Officials said it was likely staged. But the people didn't care anymore. It wasn't about proof, it was about belief across the country. Murals became monuments. New tracks were leaked under the alias Ghost of O-Block. The verses sounded like Von. The energy, the pain. The stories, they felt real. Fans believed it was him. Dropping heat from the shadows, Von had become more than a rapper, more than a street legend. He was now a mystery, a movement, a modern myth walking the edge of life and death. And while no one could confirm where he was, or if he'd ever returned fully, one thing was clear. They couldn't bury him. His voice still echoed. His name still rang out. His story wasn't over. And maybe, just maybe, that's how he wanted it. Because legends never die. They just disappear until it's time to rise again. So now we're left with the biggest question of all: was King Von ever really gone? Or has he been watching this entire time, waiting, planning, staying hidden in the shadows while the world mourned a man who might still be breathing? This story has taken us through twists no one saw coming, family secrets, missing witnesses, leaked footage, and even a public appearance that set the internet on fire. The truth, it's still buried somewhere deep. And maybe we'll never get the full picture. Maybe that's exactly how he wanted it. But one thing is certain: the streets will never be the same. Fans are more divided than ever, some feeling betrayed, others believing more than ever that their king is still out there, waiting for the perfect moment to reclaim his crown. And now, it's your turn to speak. Do you believe the footage was real? Was the voice really Von? Or was this the greatest hoax in hip-hop history? Is he alive? Or has grief made us believe what we want to be true? Drop your theories in the comments below. Do not hold back. This is a safe space for wild thoughts and bold claims. Make sure to smash that like button if you're still riding with Von. And if you think we haven't even scratched the surface yet, hit that subscribe button, because we are not done uncovering the truth. And hey, turn on notifications too, because if Von really is alive, you'll want to be here the second he returns. This story isn't finished, not by a long shot. Long live the legend. Long live the king. We'll see you in the next episode. Stay tuned, stay woke, and stay loud. Stay loud.